Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ladies and gentlemen, what a beautiful day today. Today is my turn to have presentation in this event. I'm about to present my presentation about students' ability in constructing complex sentences of relative clause in online learning. But before any further, let me introduce myself. My name is Hadid Rahim, and I'm from Batam Island. And right now, I've been taking master degree at Indonesia University of Education in Bandung, Indonesia, majoring in English education program. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, let's get right into it. First of all, we're about to discuss the background of my research. Making errors in constructing complex sentences of relative clause occasionally happens to the students when a student produces English writing and online learning, inasmuch as the students are still bewildered by using relative clauses in constructing complex sentences in online learning. Grammar has an essential role in mastering English. It is a study as to how to make words becoming a correct sentence. On the other hand, grammar is a system of rules. By using the rules, moreover, a person potentially produces an extremely large number of sentences based on Correga 2005. Let's move on to the next slide. Research question. The research question in this research focuses on constructing complex sentences of relative clause. Thus, pertaining to this, there is a research question formulated. How is the student's ability in constructing complex sentences of relative clause in online learning? The next one is literature review. Complex sentence means that sentence is said to be a complex sentence if it consists of one independent clause and one or more dependent clause based on Azar 1999. Clause, a group of words containing a subject and a verb. On the other hand, a clause is a structure having a subject and a verb. There are two kinds of clauses, such as independent and dependent clause, based on Azar and Hajan 2009. In addition, a clause is a part of a sentence, Murphy 2004. Relative clause is a dependent clause which modifies a preceding noun, a pronoun, or an antecedent. On the other hand, a relative clause is a dependent clause which modifies a noun. It identifies, describes, or gives information about a noun based on Azar 1989. In the other opinion, an adjective clause modifies a preceding noun or a pronoun, Frank 1972. Ladies and gentlemen, the next one is method. Research designed. This research employed qualitative design with minimal quantitative data in the form of descriptive statistic. The data collection is a task like giving instruction to participants to construct complex sentences of relative clause as many as 10 sentences. And the next one is participant. Participants, 10 selected from 52 fourth semester students of English education program in a university in Batam, Indonesia. The next one is data analysis. Checking the correct sentences are the task for each student, and after that, calculating the correct sentences of this task for each student. Hereafter, calculating the individual score. Thereafter, calculating the average score, and after that, categorizing the result of the average score, concluding the final step, and after that, I gave the conclusion of the entire study. Let's move on to the next slide. Right now, we're going to talk about findings. In this session, I displayed the number of correct sentences and incorrect sentences and the category of the average score of the student's ability in constructing complex sentences of relative clause carried out by the fourth semester student of English education program in university in Batam, according to the result of the task having been done. As you can see that on your slide, there are two tables there are two tables. First of all, the table of the average score of students' ability, and the second one is the table of the category of the students' ability. So as you can see, the score range, if a student got 76 to 100, which means the category is excellent, and the next one is 56 to 75, the category is good, and then 40 to 55, the category is fair, and the last one is 0 to 39, the category is poor. So ladies and gentlemen, I display the result of the calculation of the student's ability in constructing complex sentences of relative clause in online learning. And after that, I categorize the average score as follows. You can see that here 530 divided into 10, 530, which means the average score, and after that 10, which means the total of the participants. So the result is 53. According to the result of the data above, the average score of the student's ability in constructing complex sentences of relative clause that was categorized by using the category table of the student's ability belonging Ari Kunto 2006 was fair. So well, ladies and gentlemen, this is the way how I enumerated to get the score. I took student 3 becoming the representative of I chose student 3 here to be presented in this research. As you can see that student 3 had got 7 correct sentences. It means that the student had 3 incorrect sentences. You can see the formula: 7 divided into 10, and after that it is multiplied by 100, and the result is, you can see that 7 divided into 10, and after that multiplied by 100, and the result is 70. Thus, after being calculated, student 3 got score 70 in the test, which was categorized into good. Well, the next one is about discussion. As mentioned in the instrument, I gave the instruction for student to construct 10 complex sentences of relative clause in the test, but there were 2 students being able to construct 10 sentences, 3 students being able to construct 9 sentences, 1 student being able to construct 8 sentences, 2 students being able to construct 7 sentences, 2 students being able to construct 6 sentences. Consequently, there were still several students who had not afforded to construct 10 correct sentences by using relative clause in the test. So there were still a common mistake which several students make. So well, ladies and gentlemen, there was still the common mistake which several students made. The students who were instructed to construct 10 sentences still constructed incorrect sentences as many as 1, 2, 3, 7 or 8 sentences, inasmuch as the student either did not complete an independent clause in a sentence, did not complete a dependent clause in a sentence, did not construct a dependent clause in a sentence, did not fulfill the instruction constructing 10 complex sentences of relative clause, or did not construct a complex sentences of relative clause in the sentence. But the students construct a complex sentence of noun clause or adverbial clause in the sentence. Accordingly, there were still some students who had made a number of mistakes in constructing complex sentences of relative clause in the test. I displayed numbers of the instances of the sentences which the student constructed. There are 10 sentences which I opted from each the student's paper. I checked the student's sentences by using relative clause, putting on the reference book of R.G. Alexander 1990, Azar 1989, Azar 2002, Azar and Hedgen 2009, Swan 2005, Frank 1972, Eastwood 2008. Well, you can see that the instance here. Student 1 constructed the complex sentences of relative clause as follows. The girl whom I picked up yesterday is my sister. This complex sentence of relative clause the student constructed was complete. The independent clause was the girl is my sister, and the dependent clause was whom I picked up yesterday. Thus, it was true. And then the next one is student 3. Student 3 constructed the complex sentences of relative clause as follows. My brother don't want me to disturb him when he is studying. This complex sentence of relative clause the student constructed was false in as much as this student did not construct the complex sentences of relative clause. The complex sentence of relative clause, but the student constructed the complex sentence of adverbial clause. It must be my brother doesn't want me to disturb the time when he is studying. The independent clause was my brother doesn't want me to disturb the time, and the dependent clause was when he's studying. So, well, ladies and gentlemen, let's move on to the last one. Conclusion. In this session, I conveyed the conclusion which I got by conducting the test of this research. The conclusion based on findings. The student's ability in constructing complex sentences of relative clause of English education program in University in Batam obtained the result of the average score that was 53. It was categorized that the student's ability in constructing complex sentences of relative clause in online learning was fair. So, well, ladies and gentlemen, that's all for my presentation today. Thanks for the attention, and back to you.